This is a letter from Doug King written to me, and this is before emails. I think this was about 1990 because his first son was born. I think August 1990 or so, with the first of three boys, Doug and Ann. So he goes, says to me, "Dear Snob, I sent a fax the other day, Wednesday last. Didst thou receive? Paren. I figure maybe it got there, but someone didn't root it. End quote. You give me two fax numbers. I only sent to the first, which isn't here with me. Anyway, if you get a chance, ring me Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. I'll be there these hours to pick up G, that's his son Glendon, not Gurdjieff, for lunch." This guy here, professor, is just giving a report. This is graduate school, and he said rend the veal, attempting to say the veil. He also pronounced ascetic with a long, with a long E, like acetic, and like acetic as an acid, and slipped to call the author of his article Van Damme when his name is Dam, which is funny enough to begin with. The joys of academe. Well, anyway, Robert Parks is getting a divorce and has been very depressed. He's in third year med school in San Diego, and did you receive Ms. Ham and Paramore and all that garbage? And is it a statement on postmodernist deaths to call your band garbage? And what are you doing for Thanksgiving? We're off to Richmond, his wife and kids. We're off to Richmond, Virginia, with usual futile attempts to do schoolwork, though I should be able at least to read. It's time for me to crank out the term papers, close friend. You should certainly make a trip to Pittsburgh. That's Jeff Lloyd's pronunciation as a kid of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Make a trip to Pittsburgh sometime you dig it bad. Give call and inform refax. I've only used it a couple times, but it worked. Pax, peace, comma, le roi. French for the king. It's a great letter. And you know what? That isn't even among the more colorful ones. That was actually rather tame. Dear crotch cheese, he said. Dear clit face or something. What I wanted to say to Billy and hopefully Christopher Parker, if you see this, you got to get the pronunciation. I got to get the pronunciation exactly, which is just as this woman said, was talking about someone who was stout. This is down in Carolina. Just as wide as she is tall. Just get, that cadence. If you're from the mountains of North Carolina, you'll get that. Letter here from Willie Elliott, who I corresponded. He was in prison. He was in a bunch of them, all in the state of New York. Corresponded, I think, from 1995 till he died in 2013. And just this begins, hello, my friend, dear Bob. Thanks for the headset, 723.98. Phone I first received. Bob, I apologize for any bit of offensiveness I might have been of in my previous letter. I've been going through some changes with you-know-who, and I have not bothered to call nor write since she hung the phone up on me. She claimed that she went to church, and only her and a minister, Benjamin, showed up, and they prayed in that church together and went to another church service after their prayer together. She said after the services, the guy told her that God told him to ask her to dinner, which was a lie, but she went out to dinner with him. She went on to tell me what foods they had and how good it was, and she had the audacity to write and tell me of such. She also said the guy was separated from his wife. I knew he was black and that she goes to an all-black church. I told her in that she was only someone for him to alleviate. Someone for him to alleviate himself sexually whenever the chance would come about. She said he is like that, and that really ticked me off. Like these big evangelists have sex slaves and stuff, and mind-controlled people, and you should see what's going on with Scientology. And Farrakhan now is assimilating Scientology. That's his thing now. He wants to bring Scientology into the Nation of Islam. She says, and that really ticked me off. I told her that there were a few women waiting to take her place, and that they had wondered why I had married her in the first place. This is, I think, a mail-order bride or something from Korea, marrying Willie, who was in Attica for the Attica uprising and was still getting money, and he described everything that happened in Attica, and then he was sent to other prisons, and then he ended up back in Attica. 100% the past Sunday, Thursday, she sent me $20, says she was sorry for hanging up. I had told her to give me her pastor's address on Sunday morning before she went to church. She immediately pleaded for me to not write the pastor about the minister, and that she would quit going to the church. She gave me the pastor's address when she came from church, but I did not write. I told her that I did not care what she did anymore. And the thing is, she's probably not a complete grifter, even though she would write me, too. I won't say her name and say, people think I want to marry this man to get citizenship and for his money. Oh, no, Willie is my man. It's hilarious. But people do it in the States, too, that women usually, they marry a man, an inmate, a guy who's in prison that they'd never met. any other way. So this is just sharing a little mail with you for today. Just as wide as she is tall.